What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Cole Nutrition, hitting you with an update. Alright, this is the video I was talking about that I would give you guys a couple weeks in to wearing the Fitbit. And my dogs are just like, hey, somebody's talking, let's get up in here. So, boom! That's right. So, anyways, yeah, I've got some bad news and some good news. I don't know which order, but as far as I could say, wasn't pleased with the Fitbit Versa 3 at all. So one thing I did not know about the Versa 3 before I bought it was the Haptic Button. It's not a button, it's a flat thing, which you gotta figure out which way to freshly squeeze that thing and get it to work. That was extremely annoying. I definitely was not pleased with how they thought that a haptic button whenever you're working out is a great idea. You know, that just doesn't make any sense to me. Let me just give you an example. So you're working out, right? The button is right here, right? Yeah, right here. What happens when you do this? Huh? Which was happening all the time because I do pull-ups, I do stuff where my hand does this and it's just touching it and it was just vibrating, it's doing all kinds of stuff, it's starting different things and all kinds of stuff. It was terrible. So that was one reason that I just was not okay with it. Reason number two was, okay, so let me settle this myth, or this thing, not really a myth. The thing that was happening for me that was really driving me insane. It was also driving me insane with this one, which I'll get to you. This is the Versa 2. I went ahead and just took the Versa 3 engine. So I was constantly having issues with the heart rate sensor. Interesting enough. So, how do I put this? Recently, I got a tattoo, right? I got this one, which finished off my sleeve, right? But you can kind of see where that sits, right? That's pretty much exactly where my Fitbit sat, or really even my watches. You know, and I didn't want to, at first, I mean, obviously I didn't want to put a watch there because it's healing. So I went ahead and switched it to my right arm for a while, and then I just got comfortable with it being on my right arm because I wanted this tattoo to be visible. It was new. You know, I got this probably about a year ago. And, you know, I just got comfortable with the Fitbit being on the side. So basically, I never really had issues with the Ionic being on this hand, ever. Even with the tattoo here, okay? Didn't have an issue. And then when I went ahead and moved it over to this side because of this tattoo or whatever, obviously didn't have an issue. Where I started to have issues with the Versa 3 was, I guess I took it from this hand to this one. And when I put it on this hand, which is sitting about right here in the middle of this flower, the heart rate sensor wasn't working. Which at that point, I didn't realize that it was because of the tattoo. I just thought, like, what the frick, man? Like, this watch, $200 and something watch I just bought is not working, either because of sweat or it's not tight enough. I was doing all kinds of crazy shit to make this thing work or whatever. And I got so frustrated with it because of not only the heart rate sensor not working, but the haptic sensor was just like freaking going nuts or whatever. You know, which on this hand, it wasn't bad, right? But I had it on this hand first, and I guess I either didn't realize that the heart rate sensor was working, or maybe it still wasn't working over here. But I didn't have it on this hand very long. I took it from this hand pretty much and put it on this hand. and just started having all kinds of stuff. That was obviously because the haptic sensor is on this side, so I was like, well, I can't have it on this arm, I gotta have it on this arm. So when the heart rate sensor stopped working, the haptic button was just driving me insane. And even being on the left arm, it's just like where you have to press it. You have to find that sweet spot of where the actual sensor is to press it. You know, it's not like an actual button like this one is. Super nice button. Yeah, so I had that going on. The last thing was the swiping stuff. So you can swipe obviously all around on these Fitbits, you know, to get these things to work nicely. And then you can swipe down, shows all your notifications. Swipe up, tells you about Fitbit today, you know, what you've done for the day so far. You can swipe left. Oh, can't swipe left there on this one. You can swipe right on this one, it takes you to all the stuff. Swipe left on this. Maybe not. So the screen on this one, the Versa 2, is it's not like a lot smaller, but it is smaller. The Versa 3 almost pretty much goes all the way out to the edge, right? Like a full view, whatever. It was a good picture, don't get me wrong. You saw the video, it was great. As far as the display on it was nice. But I had issues with trying to swipe up and this way, and really not necessarily this way for some reason, either left or right. But it was mainly just up and down. I don't know what it was, but it didn't want to react to my finger. You know, swiping on it, and then like I would be in the middle of a workout, and I'd try to swipe up, you know, to finish the damn thing, which I'm sure I probably could have just pressed the haptic button. But I was trying to swipe up to finish it, and it just wouldn't register my finger swiping. It was so far to the edge. This turn right here on the very edge was just, you know, you can hear the frustration. Can you hear it? So $230 some, maybe $240. How much the Versa 3 is? This was $160. Let me tell you, it does pretty much the same exact shit. There is hardly a difference between this thing and the Versa 3. Okay, for one, the band was cool. I liked the band on the Versa 3. How it was like the Apple Watch, you know, and you could feed it through, and it was, you know, there wasn't the hardware stuff, you know, to pinch you, whatever. But if you have hairy arms, it still pinches you, okay? Because where it swooped through, it went through the little thing or whatever and swooped through behind the band, like underneath it, like the Apple Watches do. That shit hurt every time. Because I've got hair that's like right here, right? And that's where it would tuck in, and it was like, oh, it would just pull hair every time that I took that thing, or was putting it back on and taking it off. It was not fun on that note. And then also it seemed like there wasn't really a happy medium for my hand, for my wrist, unfortunately, with that. I had the small band, and it was either notch 2 was too loose or notch 3 was too tight. It needed to be a little spot like right in between the second and the third from the end notch. That would just be perfect. You know, I didn't want to put on that big, giant, massive band that has all the freaking notches. You know, that's just more shit to feed underneath here. You know, just a bunch of stuff. You know, that I just really was not pleased with the Versa 3. Just wasn't pleased with it. The talk text was cool. Definitely got to use that. That was really cool. You basically get a text message notification and hit reply on it on the screen, and you can do the voice thing, and it's very accurate as far as, you know, understanding what you're saying. I never really had to change or cancel the message because it wrote down exactly what I was saying. I and I articulate well too, so I don't know if anybody doesn't articulate well. I don't know how that works. Let me know if it's something to where you're having issues with it. Maybe the speech, deal is a little whatever. Anyways, guess what? The Versa 3 does all that too. You can talk text into this thing. You got Alexa into this. About the only thing that I guess was coming is you could make phone calls from the watch, right? And I feel like that speaker was probably loud enough, but for the amount of other stuff that I was dealing with that stupid watch for almost $100 more to just be able to make a phone call on that thing, I would much rather just spend the money on some AirPods, or because I'm not Apple, I would just spend some money on some freaking earphones that you can stick in and make phone calls. I'm just gonna do that. There's no reason for me to have to deal with. I mean, it would be different if all of the other negative stuff that was going on with the Versa 3 with me personally, if that stuff, like some of it was not there, I would probably be like, all right, whatever. I'll deal with the heart rate sensor, acting kind of funky, because I actually found out from the Fitbit website community service that this person on there said that they used epoxy stickers on the bottom of it. You can get them off Amazon for like anywhere between $5 and $12, for a big giant pack. I plan on getting one because I want to switch this watch back over to my left hand. But this one also has issues with tattoos, which I figured out that's what it was. Just merely by taking it, and I had it on my arm. I took it off. It was doing some weird stuff on the bottom. The green heart rate sensor was kind of like, it would flash for a little bit and then turn off, then flash for a little bit and then turn off. And then at one of the times I flicked my finger over it, put it on my skin, and it just started working. And it didn't stop working. Like, it seemed like whenever that flashy thing would happen, it would turn off. Obviously, it's not working. It's not reading your skin. Well, it was able to read my skin when it was over here, and I was just like, that's what it is. It's the damn tattoos. And then we read something online that said something about certain tattoos, the colors, the thickness, the whatever, would interrupt the heart rate sensor from working. Problem solved. So it was the tattoos. They make an epoxy sticker that you can stick on the bottom of this that somehow the lady said, it may sound crazy, I don't know what it is, but it makes it work. These stickers are currently unavailable on Amazon, so I'm not able to purchase any. So I don't know. I won't put out an update video for that, but I definitely, since I've had the Versa 2, my pocketbook has been heavier with money. And I like it. I mean, the bed, yeah, there's some pinching stuff that happens, like, my other one did. Just a little bit. It's not, I mean, the band itself is actually pretty comfortable. So no complaints there. I'll deal with the pinching stuff. There is a button right there. Love the button. Because that means, guess what, I can get a case that has a button thing there that I can press it. I was wondering how the case thing was going to work with the other Fitbit, because it's haptic. How would you have a case on a haptic thing? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that I feel like they were trying to do one thing, it didn't fall through with the other, wasn't thinking about the other. So that is some complaints that I have about the Versa. I don't really have any good things to say about the Versa 3, besides it's more expensive and the display's bigger. I would rather spend almost $100 less and get the same exact shit in this And the screen's like maybe a little small. Can you even tell? I mean, that's a big ass screen right there. Fine for me. It looks exactly the same, you know? You make the decision. You let me know whether you want the Versa 2 or the Versa 3. I heard about the Versa since. Don't freaking care. I'd rather save the money. If it's anything like the Versa 3, I don't want it. Get rid of the haptic button. I don't like it. I'd rather have a button. So that was my main argument right there. Was what the frick? There's not a button. You know. Didn't realize it was a haptic button even whenever I was making the video. So super interesting. You want to chime in and let me know your thoughts on the Versa 2, please let me know, because so far I'm loving it. Haven't had a complaint about it. Everything's working just fine. Got the heartbeat rate sensor thing figured out because of the tattoos. It's been working just fine. So till the next video, it's your boy Cole Nutrition out.